Hey, great Saturday evening. It is an amazing evening in the city of Brownsville. Let me get the lighting right, and Shirley was back with us. Hey, Frankie, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, Erasmo. Good evening, world. 2020 seems to be the year of you know, the unpredicted. We've had COVID, we've had distant learning, and now at Erasmo, we hear that we will be having two hurricanes approaching the Gulf Sunday night, Monday morning, possibly. The trajectory is still, undecided. Meteorologists predict that it's going to veer off into Louisiana. So we have Marcos and Laura, forming in the Gulf. So it's gonna be interesting. We could use the rain, but we'll see how that goes. Another thing, tomorrow, just a friendly reminder. At 12:30, we'll be having a sports talk with Frankie Olivo. So everybody, make sure to tune in. Grab your popcorn and tune in. We'll be having a short discussion in regards to what's been going on in local sports, and also following the NBA playoffs and the baseball season that just started not too long ago. All in all, Osmo, it was a good Saturday for myself. On the campaign trail, it was a very productive day. So all in all, it was a great day. Excited for tomorrow. It feels like if there's a lot to do, but it's been very rewarding so far. So looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of this upcoming week at Osmo.
And yeah, it's good. And Olga, I still have your shirt. Thank you so much for putting up the sign. I still have your shirt. I actually put your shirt away. So, because it's crazy as this may sound, really running out of shirts again. you know and I know I just said that this week, but literally running out of shirts. And this is, I think, Frankie's first, I think it is his first run for office. But let me tell you, I've done this maybe once or twice before, maybe six times. Hey, Armando. Hey, Michelle. Nice sign. And also, thank you. We're going to talk a little bit about the sign. Hola, los dos. Dios los bendiga. Bendiciones. Buenas noches, don Jose. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you. Oh, Violet! Look, Violet. Violet, her husband, Brianna, helped us with the sign, bringing the sign back home. Violet, thank you so much. And I forgot your son's name. Send me your son's name to thank him too. It was because Violet and her husband, Brianna, were traveling to drop off her son at school in Austin that she sent me a message. She's saying, it asked me, you were looking for someone to bring something back down from Austin? And I said, yes. And they were so, so gracious to bring back our sign to the city of Brownsville. And it is a beauty. Let me separate. It is a beautiful sign. It is an amazing sign. And you really have to see it. Come see it to completely appreciate it. So again, a lot of people came down today to take a picture with a sign. I mean, it's a part of Brownsville, man. A part of Brownsville that actually wound up in Austin, Texas. Frankie's still waiting for a mask, and
Maria and everybody else, I apologize. Please be patient with me. I will be making my rounds around the city tomorrow, throughout the city of Brownsville. So wait for my message. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I promise. I'll be out there.
hey, Lonnie, good evening, Yesenia. So anyway, again, I've shared this before, muchachis. I shared this before. A friend of mine sent me a message. Hey, Erasmo, guess what I found in the city of Austin at the Habitat for Humanity in Austin, Texas? They were like, what? Shows me the picture, and I go, what? What? And it was the sign. And it used to be at the visitor section on Frontage Road and Old 77 and 802. Hello, winners. Amen, brother. So I was like tripping. For your information, our teacher notified us that they won't be distributing the school supplies that were supposed to be provided by BSD because they aren't in. They will let us know when they are in pickup. Yeah, I know. And we'll talk about that also, Lynn. It's very unfortunate, but we'll talk about that. So now the sign that cost our tax payers about $150,000, Erasmo Castro bought it for $100. I am excited. Frank's still waiting for signs and mask. Frankie,
I'll be
Barba! You guys rock. Amen, brother. You rock. Saludos, cheers. Martín Salinas, bendiciones, papá. We need a sign on Southmost Rose. Send the address. Frankie will be there. Thank you, Violet and family, for helping bring the Brazil signs back home. Hello, Erasmo, Frankie. Thank you, Erasmo, for the shirt. Woo-hoo! Blessings for both. Blessings, mi amor. Mi chiquito. Gerson. Gerson, thank you so much for making space in your truck by staying in Austin so the sign can come back. Gerson Jr. Hey, have a great, great time in Austin. Violet, tell Gerson to send me an inbox. I'm going to tell him exactly what restaurants to go to. Not the fancy rich kid from St. Joe Rancho Viejo 19 restaurants. The Erasmo Castro, go get the great specials, awesome food restaurants. Because Erasmo doesn't eat lobster and steak like some of these rich kids out there. I'm not naming any names. Maybe I will. Good evening, Erasmo Susie. God bless you. And saludos, Mayra. Love you. Jobstill Radio. ¿Dónde has estado, mi Rudy? Hey, I got my Jobstill Radio always close at hand. I love this thing. And let me tell you, it is one of the most used objects I have next to my iPhone and only next to my iPhone. But I keep both. Thank you, Papas. Thank you, Jobstill, for bringing these to Brownsville, Texas. Frankie, wait on my shirt and mask. I smile every time I see your signs at Osmos Chew on Southmost. Represent, folks. What's your campaign theme? Kick them in the tatanakas. No. It should be kick them in the tatanakas. Kick them on the tatanakas. Maybe I should have put kick them in the tatanatas on the sign.
On the sign or what?
Kick them on the tatanakas. Kick them on the tatanakas. Kick them on the tatanakas. I only come out with these. No one else, because there can be only one. And let me tell you, I don't even plan to say some of the stuff that I say. Kick them in the tatanakas. Transparent stewardship. but kick them in the tatanakas would have been okay. I love that you are using the sign as a backdrop. The people that came by today, they know for a fact that I could not stop talking about the sign. I was excited. If you saw that little video clip that Violet took of me, oh my God, I was wanting to come out of myself. I was mega excited. Violet, am I lying, Violet? I was mega excited. It was amazing. Vicente, mi sobrino hermoso. Wow, you got the sign. We got the sign. We got the sign. Barbara, I got a shirt for you, and maybe Frankie has a shirt for you, but I do for sure. Bring that sign back to Austin. No, this is my firstborn son, or my second-born son. I can't remember. Love you, Mando.
Hey,
put him off.
Hey, Erasmo, you're gonna be competing with those murals of the "I love tacos" or the "Kiss Me Here" and stuff like that. That's awesome, man. You know, hey, we make the invitation out to everybody. Stop by Erasmo's office and take a picture. I saw a few Erasmo on Facebook this afternoon. So, you know, once people get wind of it, they're gonna want to take a picture. That's an awesome that's an awesome sign you got there, man.
This is Brownsville, folks. This is Brownsville. I mean, and you have to really come and see it to appreciate it. It is literally as high as the ceiling, man. It's beautiful. And they threw it away. Hey, Zeke, my man. Good evening, bro. Good evening, my friends. Hey, I eat steak and lobster. Sí, porque tú eres de la high, Dr. Spots. Nosotros somos de pura balona, fried, con tortilla. Sometimes con tortilla. Buenas noches. My phone messed up, discharged fast, but getting off boat 2 more days. Saludos, Erasmo. Love you, Juan Rangel. Waiting for you. Good evening, Victoria. Míralo con el background. This is our background. I'm still stoked. I am amazed. A sticker for 2 vehicles. Kick 'em in the tatanakas.
Hey, Erasmo, could you give us a recap in regards to the sign? How did you come across it? How did it make its way to Austin? Elaborate, please, on that.
Well, really quick, because I've shared it this morning, but I'll share it again. A friend of mine from Austin, watches the show, knows about Erasmo Castro, sends me a message. Erasmo, I found this sign at Goodwill. So happens his son was volunteering at Goodwill, and he went to drop off his son, and he found not at Goodwill. I'm sorry, at the thrift store, Habitat for Humanity, and he walked in. It's the first thing he saw, and he said Brownsville. So he looked at it and said Brownsville, and he's from Brownsville. He goes, man. So he sent me a picture, and I said, how much is that? It was a thrift store. It was for $185. Wow. $185. And I said, can you ask them if they'll take 100? Because look, if there's one thing that I'm very frugal, not cheap, frugal. But I always try to regatear el precio, bajarle un poquito el precio. So he goes, well, I'll ask. My son works there. He might get a discount. We'll see. He wound up paying $80 for it. He goes, Erasmo, I got it down to $80 plus $20 for someone to deliver to my house. Do you want it? And I said, yes, please. So thank you, Ed, so much. I love you. I love your family. Thank you all so much. They took the sign home, had it in their garage. My sister tried to pick it up on her way back from buying an RV and couldn't fit. And here comes by, and I put up a little post online that said, anyone coming from Austin can bring me a sign back home. And Violet, man, send me a main box. Erasmo, we're going to go drop off Gerson Jr. Let us know. So she went up there with her husband, Brianna, and Gerson Jr., left Gerson Jr. there so she could bring the sign. No, he was actually going to study. And they brought it in their truck last night. They got here at 2 o'clock in the morning. And let me tell you, I was so excited that I was willing to be here at 2 o'clock in the morning to put up the sign. But they came this morning to drop off the sign, and I was excited. It is a sign that was used as a marketing tool for the city of Brownsville. Visit Brownsville. It was at the visitors pavilion there on 802 and Frontage Road for a long time. But it sort of disappeared when they brought in this new marketing thing. And then all of a sudden it's in Austin, Texas. So the question is, how did it get to Austin, Texas? And why did we spend $150,000 to be thrown away? And I shared it with Mayor and everyone else. I said, you know what, guys? It would have been so awesome if some group, some organization here in Brownsville would have had the opportunity to keep it. Because I literally believe that hundreds of thousands of people would have asked for the sign. Saludos, Erasmo. Eres las almas, ahora soy de la galaxia. Oh, moving on up. So, like your background, good job. Thank you. Very true. Didn't get to catch his first excited scream on video. I literally was screaming, guys. I was excited. So that is how we got it. Now, it brings some concerns, guys. Why do we pay so much money for marketing from individuals out in Austin, Texas, when we have such amazing talent here in the city of Brownsville? That's my first concern. My second concern, guys, is why just throw it away? A museum could have picked this sign up. I mean, our Performing Arts Center downtown, I think it could have, been put as a backdrop for people to go take pictures. Because, look, you have to see it, guys. This is art. It's art. It's a different form of art. And I know for a fact that here in the city of Brownsville at times, we don't grasp on that concept. But this here is art. It's got our jazz players. It's got our mariachis over here. It's got our cotorritos, our palm trees. Here on this corner, it has a fishing. You can't see it. Fishing.
Is it a white tiger?
It's a white tiger for the zoo. It's got the Palo Alto reenactment. I mean, it's got kayaking, La Resaca, I guess, or this. I mean, I've never done it, but it must be fun. My sister, Ciclovia, and a soccer ball. And of course, the beautiful parrots, guys, the beautiful parrots. And of course, Ciclovia. And on the bottom, it does say on the border by the sea. Now it's at Erasmo's office.
Who would have thunk, right?
Who would have thought? Violet, again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you with all my heart. Ed, up in Austin, love you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's just so awesome that we get the opportunity to bring it back. So I've made a promise. Made a promise. It's one of those promises that I will gift this sign after we build a performing arts center. And if they like, they could put it in the gallery that's going to be part of the performing arts center. This is art, guys. Or they could put it on the side of the wall, but that's who I'm willing to donate it to. And, if for some crazy reason we don't win this election and they never build us a performing arts center, then maybe after a year, maybe a museum, something that would really, really appreciate this sign, because it is amazing. As much as I would love to keep it at my office, I want everyone in the city of Brownsville to be able to enjoy it, because it is art. And the story behind it, priceless.
Yeah.
I bought $150,000 sign for $100. Ecstatic. I want a shirt, pero te la subes a la scooter para el picture. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got my scooter right here next to me. Of course. You come on down. That sign is for a museum. Good job. It is. You see, because it's art. I'm so excited. I have a Joel Brodsky lithograph of Jim Morrison. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my Frederick Carter painting, statewide painter. I'm excited about this. It's an amazing find. My art from the streets that my sister Gabi took from me today. I was excited when I found that. But this, me muero.
And all these items at Erasmo, they were found at the thrift store, at the Goodwill, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it's, there's a saying, one man's trash really is another man's treasure. And that just goes to show, that there are some great finds out there. We just have to, be on the lookout for it. But wow, that's an amazing story how the city of Brownsville did pay that amount of money, and for whatever reason, it ended up in another city. So in Austin, of all places, and then at a Goodwill in Austin. So, and I know we have a lot of Brownsville people up in Austin, but it was meant to be, for somebody from Brownsville to eye it and say, hey, I'm sure somebody down there would appreciate it. So shout out to our friends that found it and brought it down for us.
Well, what I'm most proud of, Frankie, and again, I'm going to sound a little bit non-humble. I'm most proud of is that the first person they thought of was Erasmo Castro. And I'm very humbled, very grateful, because I want to be associated with Erasmo Castro, with Brownsville, Texas. Erasmo Castro with Brownsville, Texas. The first person that they thought of, I would say, well, actually the second, they said they want to put it at their mom's house to take care. But the second person that they thought of was Erasmo Castro. So thank you. Saludos a Jay de Luna, a Ruben Ramírez. Y dice, ¿cuándo vamos a...? ¡Ah, yes! Me encanta los norteños, el queso flameado de los norteños para morir. Me encantan las fajitas de los norteños. Sí, de Luna. Háblame, a ver cuándo vamos. Tú dime cuándo. Good evening, good evening, guys. But one of the things that Frankie mentioned, let me tell you guys, we have to be frugal with our money. We have to be, there's great finds out there. I've made mention of this before. I don't buy at Dillard's, Macy's. I don't take trips to Europe to go buy me a purse. I don't go to Germany. Oh, it's the weekend, it's Saturday. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to Germany. Let me fly out to Germany in a private jet and go buy a pint of beer and some Wiener Schnitzels. They're Wiener Schnitzels. Do they even sell their Wiener Schnitzels in Germany? It just sounds German. The Wiener Schnitzels. I feel like eating some Wiener Schnitzels, so I'm going to go to Germany. You know, unlike some people in this race, Erasmo Castro doesn't have all that money, man. But very, very cautious. And I can find treasures in humbleness. And let me tell you, I paid for my $700 Joel Brodsky lithograph, I paid $8. For my Frederick Carter $1,000 painting, I paid $5.65. For my art on the streets, which is valued at $400, I paid $5. And for my Visit Brownsville sign, valued at $150,000, maybe more, I paid $100.
Hey, so the invitation, there's an invitation for any and all who want to go check out the new mural at Erasmo's office. Go and take a picture. It's something to appreciate. That'd be an awesome thing to do, guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jorge Mendoza the third. Happy birthday to you, guys. No, yeah, for the moment, it'll be that spot that you go, like that frog in Kiss Me Frog in Austin, Texas. Now you have to come and take a picture at the Visit Brownsville sign in Erasmo Castro's office. Yo también me gustan los frijoles y tortillas de fila harina. Soy del barrio. Preach! You are a kid in a... Yes, I am ecstatic. Borracho! Joe Heath. Have you ever tried the Heath bars? Heath bars are amazing. Evening, guys. Evening, Pedro. Where is the funny? Maybe he was talking German. Where is the funny? Come on, Gerardo. Complete senses. I went into Brownsville and saw your faces all over the place. I hope that's a good thing. We were actually in San Antonio. Oh! Thank you. That's even better. Oh, Violet. Love you all. Thank you, Henson Jr., for letting them drive up to us. Oh, my God. No, one likes you. Please. I don't think no one likes you with that horrible shirt. Good evening, you guys. Bless you all. Thank you. That is so cool. It is amazing. Really, that's crazy, man. It is crazy. I was actually thinking that we could put it in the windows. Yes. Of the Performing Arts Center. That would be classic. That sign doesn't even have any chess pieces. Not yet.
Missing. Do you know who the artist? Who came up with that idea?
No, well, I know for a fact that they always hire marketing firms from Austin, from somewhere else. They never hire local, which again, it's investing the money outside of Brownsville. But I'm going to try this week and do a little bit of research to figure out where they dropped the ball. And I think Mayor Mendez actually graced us today and visited with us, took a picture with the sign. And Mayor Mendez, I think, was a little bit curious as well. So he's going to do a little research. I'm going to do a little research. And together, it might just come. Love it. Thank you, Erasmo, for finding a way to be in it back home. Thank you. And thank you again, Violet, and to her son, and to Brianna, and to her husband. Don't forget about the soccer ball. I did. It's right there. The soccer ball is right here. It is too cool. It is beautiful. It has Las Vegas Secret and Roy Tiger. White Tiger.
That's what I thought. I was like, a white tiger.
Did Claudia exist back then? I think it was when they were marked. I think that's actually why they made the sign, because it was going to be the biking capital of the valley or the state. I don't know. No, thank you all. Thank you.
And was the sign outside of the Visitors Bureau building?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was outside. Again, I remember seeing it once or twice, but you don't know what happens with these things. And someone abandoned it. Just overnight, they left it on the side of the, where you donate at the Habitat for Humanity. Outside, the one-day new BISD art gallery would be an awesome, so everyone can see while driving by on more. Yes, that is exactly what I want.
Erasmo, did they get rid of this after? I think they tried to make one with SpaceX and with SpaceX, or was this another one?
I'm not sure if because there was one. It's always a fiesta in Brownsville, something like that, or something. Fiesta Brownsville. So I don't know if this one came after that or before that. It's just a lot of money that was spent and thrown. But yeah, should be a print. It is a mural somewhere. Should be paint. It was a mural. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, y'all got to come and see it. It is beautiful. Bendiciones. How did it end up at Goodwill? It was Habitat for Humanity, the thrift store. How that happened is what we want to find out. What's the saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Hello, made it to the show. Paul, good job. What if I already pawned the laptop? No! Don't pawn the laptops that we're giving from BISD. You are important to Brownsville. That's why people think, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate it. I'm very humbled. You got one of Brownsville's jewels, little part of Brownsville's history. It is. It is history. Oh, bratwurst. Yes, this bratwurst, not the Wiener Schnitzel. Do you know who the artist of the sign is? No, but I'd love to find out. It is amazing. They are called bratwurst. I've actually had bratwurst at Fredericksburg, Texas. $5 per photo with a mural. Hey, good campaign contribution thing. The motto is you got to spend money to save money. But yeah, but they keep on spending money and we make nothing back in return. Erasmo, can you get some t-shirts made with Erasmo Castro, the Cookie Revolution? Yes! I came out with that one this morning. It's the Cookie Revolution. I've already gone through 3 batches of cookies. And I'm probably going to have to order some more. Ya se me están acabando las galletitas.
Wait, you ate them all, or people actually came for them?
I'm going to plead the fifth. Higher local. We have so many. Yes. And let me tell you, one of the first places that I saw some amazing graphics was at Lopez. And I know that they have them at all the high schools, but at Lopez, they have an amazing graphics department. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Mr. Batzels. Mr. Batzels, the one that led that department. I might be wrong, but amazing. Wasn't that sign outside the convention visit? Yes, exactamente. Now it's at Erasmo's office. So come visit. Champions League final tomorrow, Frankie. Who are you going for?
Paris against Byron. I'll be talking about that tomorrow, actually, on our sports talk at 12:30 tomorrow. I believe the game's at 2. So we'll talk about it a little bit about it, a little preview. But I'm going for Paris over Byron tomorrow.
It was a hot day, very hot. You stupid idiot! You think that people are actually going to vote for Child Minister Linda Torres calling from a fake account? Stupid idiot, imbecile. Be a woman or a man, and usually a lot of these people are men that hide behind. Stop spending mommy and daddy's social security checks. The only one that gets social security is daddy. And let me tell you, I wish I could take his check. Papi, help me with your check. Stupid. What? No Euro RV19 trip? Yeah, with my BSD salary, I can't afford it either. We have tremendous talent in the areas of Brownsville. No need to look for it in big cities. We need to promote, support our local artists 100%. Frankie, how is it going on your campaign trail?
For these past couple of weeks, ever since I make my announcement back in mid-July, it's been awesome. The feedback that I've received from our community has been amazing, very positive. People wanting to get to know me, wanting to get to know my platform, a little bit about myself, my experience. But all in all, it's been awesome. It's very flattering whenever going on the campaign trail. I've been like Erasmo. I've gotten food, so it's, I've gotten socks. I've gotten ties. So, all in all, it's been awesome. All I ask for, again, is for a little bit of patience. I personally am the one that is putting up my signs. People have been asking me to put up their sign either at their residence or at their businesses. So, I myself like to go meet the people, discuss a little bit about, the district, how we can, better serve on the board. But all in all, it's been great, Kat. Thank you for asking. Again, it's very flattering whenever the community wants to meet, and the gifts. I totally don't expect it, but it is it's very flattering. So all in all, it's been awesome. I will be driving around town tomorrow. So if I haven't delivered masks or shirts and or signs, rest assured that I'll be out. I'll be out and about tomorrow. So send me a message early in the morning, and I promise I'll do everything possible to make my way to you and deliver the goods. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Give me some cookies. I think you've had too many cookies. Thank you for coming by and taking pictures of the sign. What do you think about John Chambers? John Chambers is the Republican candidate for sheriff. I mean, I've always had a good talking relationship with John Chambers. Actually, John Chambers has requested and is planning to come on. And again, giving you the opportunity to, vet him for yourself. Again, all I've known about John, he's been a good friend, good conversational piece. We have great conversations. So again, I like John Chambers. I still want Frankie lollipop for the campaign. Yes, I remember the sign. I always felt it represented Brownsville perfectly. It did, because of everything they had out there. Let him told us you. Who did he molest? Oh my Lord! Stop feeding into the stupid cow. Goodness gracious! Do a Google search, you idiot. Lady, prove it. They're not worth it. It's look at one of the things that I talked about this morning is all these stupid idiots. They have nothing to throw. They're going to come out and throw bull crap because that's the only thing they have. Look at you start hitting their pocket like these stupid idiots who are probably related to Little Eddie, probably related to all this corrupt machine that's out there stealing your money. That's the only thing they have. Stupid, baseless accusations. They're full of crap. They're people that have never done anything for the city of Brownsville except take their resources, pocket them, or giving it to stupid idiots like Sylvia Atkinson. And then they expect to come on and start saying, you did this, you did this. Prove it, you idiots. Yeah, right. They have nothing to prove because there's nothing there. Because all it is puro psiquiar. Gente estúpida, imbécil, idiots. I just hope you guys keep doing the videos once you make it into the world. I will.
I will.
Frankie, ¿cómo estás? Beautiful sign. Thank you. Go Munich. That's wonderful, Frankie. Brownsville loves Erasmo and Frankie. What do you think of his acceptance of the endorsement from Omar Lucio? Let me tell you, when you're on the campaign trail and anyone endorses you, you appreciate it, you thank them, and you move forward. And, I appreciate the endorsement that I've received from a lot of individuals out there, as they're throughout the years. They're amazing. They're great. I'm not going to tell anyone no because they want to endorse you. I mean, goodness gracious. One of the things that I'm sure that John Chambers would like, he would love to take some of Omar Lucio's voters in his competition against Eric Garza. It's politics, guys. It's what it is. It's politics. And I'm sure Eric Garza is going to be out there trying to vet a lot of the different voters that, opted to vote for Omar Lucio. That's the way politics works.
I think it's, that's politics. There's never a dull day in Cameron County politics. Omar Lucio, Sheriff Omar Lucio has served his community for 20 years. And, now he is throwing his support behind a Republican candidate. So I think this throws a monkey in the, monkey wrench into the game, so to speak. Before, once Mr. Eric Garza defeated Sheriff Lucio, a couple, this past election, everybody thought, oh, it's going to be, an easy victory. So this just makes it a lot more interesting. I expect a very heated, contested race. So, we invite the candidates. We want to hear from both Mr. Eric Garza and Mr. John Chambers. We'll allow them some time to talk about their experience, their platform, and what us as constituents should expect from either of them, being in office. So, it was Erasmo. It was very surprising for Mr. Sheriff Lucio, Sheriff Omar Lucio, to endorse John Chambers. But hey, expect the unexpected in politics, guys.
100%. It's going to be an interesting election. Let's see. Good evening. We're almost. Brianna, good evening. Victor, good evening. And also, Frankie, saludos, amigos. It's Sports Talk still on for tomorrow at 12:30 noon.
12:30, Rocco.
Ruth, good job. All right, we cut up. Again, other things that happened in the city of Brownsville today. It's just a hot day. And let me tell you, one of the things that we did cover yesterday, and we wanted to cover today, was going out and getting a little bit more information in regards to what was going to happen in regards to the employee handbooks. And I did have the opportunity to speak to a lot of individuals. A lot of individuals hadn't signed it yet. And again, the recommendation after we were about to cut off last night was for anyone out there that has yet to sign their employee handbook, have a discussion out there with one of the teachers associations, and make sure that that they actually do have your best interest at heart. It was very, very disheartening to see administration want to exclude the protection that was granted to all employees, to solely give it to individuals that were certified employees. Again, it's very disheartening, because there really wasn't any need for that. Everyone could have continued to had the assurance that their job was going to be protected after a bout with coronavirus. But such was not the case. And it just doesn't make much sense in any way, shape, or form in regards to why individuals would want to exclude our classified personnel, our frontline staff, our bus drivers, individuals that have really, given their all for the district, individuals who are the backbone of the district. Why do that to individuals, man? And we're not talking about a mom and pop store, we're not talking about small business, and I understand that a lot of small business right now are suffering throughout this whole pandemic, and, are actually struggling to, stay afloat. That is one of the reasons why we do our best to continue to recommend for individuals to go out there and, support our local business as much as humanly possible, because they are struggling. We're not talking about a small business here. We're talking about a major corporation that is BISD. That is why on a night like this, and from here on till election, we're going to have these idiots who are related to Sylvia Atkinson, who are related to el imbécil, el estúpido tapón del Eric Garcia, and to everyone else on there coming out here and doing their stupid things, because for some reason they think that that's how social media works. Again, they have no concept and no clue how social media works. You don't go onto your opponent's page to go talk smack and talk crap. Post facts. That's what these people don't understand and they don't get. They think that social media is the same thing as the stupid blogs. Stupid blogs are pathetic. Pathetic. When you have individuals who are getting paid to go throw crap at other individuals. Now, with that said, we have some bloggers that are, right on point, and they help to go throw awareness in regards to the different situations that are happening here in Brownsville. You just have to distinguish amongst the bloggers. But even then, you're still talking about a small percentage of individuals here in the city of Brownsville who actually go to the blogs to see what they write. Now, what really amazes me is you got individuals out there that are seeking to be elected officials on a school board who are paying blogs that promote pornography, and have horrific pictures of naked individuals with men parts hanging. I have the pictures. And you have candidates advertising on these. I mean, candidates that are so nice and clean on porno sites, on porno blogs. Come on, you can do better than that. Goodness gracious. And to my opponent, gosh, You want to promote your squeaky clean name and persona on a porn blog? On a blog that shows women's breasts? On a blog that shows a man's penis sticking out of his little dress? That is what you think social media is about? Come on. Go out there and start your own site and promote yourself for facts, for what you have actually done. And I'll guarantee you one thing. My family and my friends are not going to go onto your page to call you bullcrap. But you think that it's necessary to send your little stupids onto my page. You just don't know how social media works, children. But come to Papa. Papa will give you a lesson. Papa is going to give you a lesson, little Eddie, and my opponent, and Philip Cowan, and Minerva Peña. Papa is going to give you a lesson in regards to how social media actually works. Because all I'm doing in regards to anything that is BISD is throwing out the snip clips of sayings that you stated during the meeting where you made promises that you just cannot keep. And you're taking credit for things that in no way, shape, or form you did or could do for our community. So come to Papa. Papa is going to give you an awesome little lesson on exactly how social media works. Because let me tell you, parents that were out there today on Saturday, who were going to have to probably be out there on Monday, because they were promised school supplies. They were promised computers, hotspots, have yet to receive them. And we are less than 3 days away from starting school. So it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. And, you know, when an opponent has nothing to run on, then they start to come onto Erasmo's page to throw smack and a half. Or they go onto their porno blogs, because that's where my opponent is advertising. My opponent is advertising on a porno blog. So they'll go onto porno blogs and they'll say, oh, we're so squeaky clean and nice and awesome, because they think that's how social media works. Well, you know what, guys? Keep your comments on your opponent's page. You can call me anything you want on my opponent's page. Go write bullcrap anonymously on porno blogs all you want. But here, we opt to deal with facts and the truth. And the truth is going to show. The facts are going to pinpoint exactly the failings of this board, of the two incumbent board members and the one appointed by Sylvia Atkinson appointee.
Just for the record, once I announced my candidacy, I've been approached by politiqueros, saying that, oh, I have so many votes. I heard somebody say they had 500-600 votes. I was like, man, maybe you should run. But I've been approached by different people saying that they could guarantee me the victory. Yes, Eli, we will talk about that. Boxing, everything sports, with the exception of hockey and cricket. Not big fans of hockey and cricket. But since we announced the candidacy, people have approached me. People have reached out saying, we can get you the victory. We just need to be part of your team. You need to, break down cash. I'm not going to be paying nobody for advertising. I'm not going to be paying nobody for, endorsing me. I honestly feel that I am the best candidate for place 2. And I don't need other people, to get paid to say it. I think we have an amazing platform here in Brownsville Talk that resonates with our community. We've talked about all the issues that the city of Brownsville, the BISD Independent School District, has been dealing with, and we've been answering questions. We've had numerous guests to help us address certain issues. So myself, I'll be quite honest. I've been approached by people, and I'm not going to do it. I've never felt that not that it's the not the right thing, but hey, I want to get in with my merits, with my own, on my own. And I feel that if people who do that, they need help. That they feel that they're weak and they need to bash, candidates to be able to, get the edge. And we understand the way social media works. So I am confident that once November 3rd comes, without paying anybody, without asking for anybody's endorsement, we will. I personally, place two, I will be victorious. So just for the record, I haven't paid nobody. I'm not going to pay nobody. I think we have an amazing platform that the community is involved with us in the process, and I think that's what it's all about. We have been promising the community a seat on the BISD school board, and there's a great avenue for us to do that, to be transparent in every sense of the way, to be accessible. You know where to find us every night at 9 p.m. So I think there's a great platform that we have used for our benefit, the community's benefit as a whole moving forward.
One of the other issues that I wanted to speak about today, because we did mention that the hope and desire is to have the sign placed at the Performing Arts Center. And look, guys, and I stated it before, and I'll say it again. We should have had a Performing Arts Center years ago, and it was promised by a previous board. Not only promised by a previous board, we were taxed on it. We as a community were taxed on uh, for the sole purpose of having a Performing Arts Center. They didn't fulfill their promise. And again, it was one of the things that I was very, very curious about when I was on the board, and I did do the research, and I received a copy of the plans, of the original plans, that we paid tens of thousands of dollars for. Paid a lot of money for those plans. A lot of people were very excited. We had the land; it's already marked off out there on Morrison Road. We had everything. So I did a little bit of research, and and I wanted to ask, what the reasoning was. Well, part of the reasoning that they didn't want to build the Performing Arts Center on Morrison Road was because the board members, Minerva and Philip, wanted to buy El Compadre's property somewhere else. So they wanted us to spend even more money out there. And it's just crazy, man. Crazy. They wanted to go spend $23 million to buy a piece of property when that could have covered half the cost of the Performing Arts Center already. But even without those $23 million, we'd already raised the taxes specifically to build the Performing Arts Center. Guys, let's build the Performing Arts Center. And not because we're making that promise. It's a promise that was made many, many boards ago, a couple of boards ago. Let them build the Performing Arts Center. Fulfill the promise. Erasmo, there is a carpa that was torn at the front of Russell Elementary on a slide with steps that was still not been repaired or torn away. Yeah, man. Again, for far too long, the district has been pissing away the money. And, we haven't invested back into our children, into our elementary schools, our junior highs, and our high schools. But let me tell you guys, a Performing Arts Center in the city of Brownsville would have brought revenue not only to the district, would have brought revenue to the community as a whole. It's just very, very unfortunate. And it goes back to having no vision, not being proactive, not seeing the great benefits. And, put the financials aside in regards to bringing revenue, because I actually have those numbers, the amount of revenue it would have generated for our community and for the district. I have those numbers, and I'm going to be putting out those numbers slowly. It wouldn't and take away, but let's take away the financials. Think of the academic benefit our students as a whole would have received. Uh, Our students as a whole, and I'm not just only talking about our fine arts students, our students as a whole, because it is scientifically proven that a fine arts program increases awareness, increases a lot of the benefits that our students will use when they go off to college. It just eases the mind a lot. There's a lot of scientific proven benefits to a fine arts uh, formation. So we need to provide it. We need to have it. It is essential. but more importantly, it was promised, promise that was made, promise that needs to be kept. Andamos keep up the cómo andamos keep up the work 100%.
You
And
know, it's 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 very sad at Osmo when smaller cities, smaller school districts are able to construct their own very own performing arts center. Harlingen, San Benito is on the brink of completing theirs. We have to rent out TSC. There was discussions in regards to going to Harlingen's or TSC's, and this should have been done a while ago. We should have been already in the process of constructing and possibly opening up in the upcoming year or so. But again, it all goes back to leadership. What has been going on? These people, for whatever reason, they've been twiddling with their thumbs, and it hasn't gotten done. So this is something that would benefit the city, the school district as a whole. We talk about how the arts, helps people in life, and this is a great way for our students to showcase their talents in front of Brownsville residents. And I think that's something that needs to get done. For far too long, we've been taxing the residents of Brownsville, for many years. And again, it all goes back. It kind of reminds me of Tenasca, Erasmo. A big promise is made. Great things are going to happen, but you are going to get taxed. And what do we have to show for it? Unfortunately, all we have is broken promises. So the city, the district, is in need of a performing arts center. And hopefully we will get that rolling once we're in.
Well, and again, just to make it clear to everyone out there, again, this was promised already to the district. It was promised to the district many years ago. We had the plans. We have a copy of all the plans. We have a copy of all the documentation. The Performing Arts Center. It was promised. So it isn't necessarily our promise. We're just helping fulfill the promise of other individuals that had been on the board before. And again, taxes were raised, and we have Mr. Carlos Elizondo with us. Hey, Carlos, how you doing?
Doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How was your day?
Very long, man. Being on top of a roof is hard work.
But good work.
Good work. Honest work. Can't complain.
Can't complain.
Get back to the city.
We were talking about the Performing Arts Center, Carlos, and how we found the plans that were put out by Dr. Rendon in regards to the Performing Arts Center, and a lot of people were questioning why hadn't been built in all these years.
Oh, it was. I mean, when I was there, it was a big push. Dr. Rendon brought in these plans that were in effect for many, I guess, a few years before me, and we were pushing it. And the reason that we were able to push the TRE monies and the election and the community bought into that, because one of the things that we were going to do was build the PAC, which is the Performing Arts Center. Beautiful, beautiful establishment that was promised to every individual who's paying taxes. And that's why people went out there and voted for that TRE. What happened from then to now is Sylvia Atkinson happened. Sylvia Atkinson happened along with, every other board member who decided that the Performing Arts Center should not be built off of, I think it's Merriman Road or Morrison? Morrison. The property was already there. It's already been bought. Someone came in. I'm not sure if it was County or something. No, you know what? As a matter of fact, it was County. He said that wouldn't be the place for it to be built, that he wanted to be built in 281, and Minerva Peña agreed with him. And then, of course, for their vote, Sylvia Atkinson, I guess, made a deal, and it just went out. It went sour. And so now we still have the land there. I was a big proponent for it because there's already hotels. There's hotels there. There's restaurants there. There's a lot of things that were already built and are built, and we didn't have to put any money into it other than build a Performing Arts Center for every individual, for BISD and the community that would have used it instead of having to travel afar. Busing kids all the way to, what is it, Harlingen now, or
Harlingen, Edinburgh,
McAllen, Corpus, and we're the biggest school district. It should be the other way around. They should be busing their kids over to us. Los Fresnos, Port Isabel. I mean, all these other facilities. But be as it may, we are going to be pushing that, because like you said, those are broken promises from a previous administration. I mean, from a previous board. It wasn't even administration. It was a board that broke those promises to every individual who's paying taxes on it. And I think you mentioned it, Frankie, Tanasca, the bridge to nowhere. What else do we have? The tire company that was here. Just promise after promise after promise.
It seems like if these politicians, they kind of know what to say in regards to painting us a beautiful picture, guys. Hey, I have vision, and maybe they do start off, but once they see the dollars behind it, Tanasca, they lost what, 60 to 70 million dollars, if I'm not mistaken.
That we know.
The only money that we know is accounted for officially is 29 or 30 million dollars. What happened to the rest of the money? And again, what happened with the taxes that have been collected since 2016, 2017 for the from Tanasca? We know it was spent. What has the money been done with for the Performing Arts Center? Again, there are a lot of questions, and why hasn't it gotten done? These are questions that need to be answered. But again, the ones who always suffer, guys, is the students, is the community, because what could have gotten done a while back, or maybe we could have been opening up the doors this coming year, or possibly the next coming year. So it all goes to show, that we do not have leadership on the district, and this needs to get done sooner rather than later.
If our center is not large enough, say Hannah graduation, then it's not a good idea. Well, financially, due to a drop of enrollment, nice idea. But let me say, Paul, when I first heard about the Performing Arts Center, I sort of had the same idea. I sort of wanted a Performing Arts Center, that would fit 5,000 or 8,000 people. And I thought it would be awesome, because then you could use it for other things. So when I had the opportunity to speak to a lot of our, band directors, choir directors, and I said, hey, guys, why not we build a 5,000 or 8,000 seater, Performing Arts Center? And they said, no! I said, that is not a Performing Arts Center. And I said, 2,000? They said, no, it is not a Performing Arts Center. Performing Arts Center, an ideal Performing Arts Center, seats 1,200 individuals, at the max 1,500 individuals. And I asked him to explain. He goes, a 5,000 or 8,000 seater would be an arena, which is something that Sylvia Atkinson wanted because she already had those vendors lined up. And I said, oh, so, I mean, they explained it to me really, really well. And I said, well, why didn't y'all come to the table and share this information? They said, because we have never been asked. Our band directors, our choir directors, our theater people had never been asked to be a part of the task force that brought information, ideas together in order to build the Performing Arts Center, which doesn't seem any different to what happened with the Rona task force. They didn't bring any of the professionals in, no nurses, no teachers, no counselors, no one. So it's part of their MO. So then I asked Kathleen to come together and bring individuals together, and they had an amazing meeting where they shared ideas and brought back Dr. Rendon's plans for a Performing Arts Center. But Philip Cowan and Minerva Peña wanted to give that money to a compadre over here and buy their property because they didn't want it built on Morrison Road. Just because se le antojó. Guys, the money, Paul, has already been allocated. We don't need a 5,000, 8,000 seating facility. We need something that these individuals can be able to use. So now, is it not a good idea financially? See, you're thinking that we're going to spend incoming money. Paul, it was money that was already taxed. You were taxed. And as a responsible and fiscal person, if you tax me on because you're going to build a performing arts center, then please build a performing arts center. As Frankie mentioned, the rates, our PUB rates were raised. Our PUB rates were raised in order to build Tenasca. We got no Tenasca, and now we can't find $71 million. So no, the money was already allocated for a performing arts center, Paul. So build a performing arts center, Carlos.
It, you're right. You're 100% correct. That's what the TRE monies were. They were to for buildings, for the gyms that they were being built, for the band halls. Um, and like you said, not every student is an athlete. We have many talented individuals who play instruments, who dance. And those individuals don't have a home. This home that was being pushed, and TRE monies were going to be used for it, was for everybody. Was for graduations, was for dance, was for performing, was for band. I mean, our band members are one of the best in the country. This was their home. The dream was taken away from them. Their vision to be here. Some of these kids were thinking that they were going to be able to see something. Now you have kids that are probably in the elementary level. If we don't get on the board and we don't push this and see how we can build this, some of these kids will never see it. Their kids might, but some of these kids' dreams were crushed because of this current board. They were out there and they should have used the money that was allocated for the pack and nothing else. And now you have these individuals going to run again, and some of these people put on there, BIZ proud, re-elect me, and I'm gonna and I don't know what some of these slogans are, but we want the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different outcome? It's time to get the A team in there to clean house, to give BIZ back to the community, to make sure that the kids and the staff have a voice. Right now, you have staff members who are scared to go back, but they're being forced to. Not only that, you have BIZ employees who are being retaliated because they're voicing their constitutional right to say how they feel and what they think about this current board. And they're being moved. Erasmo and Frankie, they're being moved to other places because they're being whipped into submission. And how does BIZ administration whip to a submission? They change where you're going to work, how you're going to work, and who you're going to work for. That's how they do it. It's a mental game for them.
They place you in the pool.
Exactly. That's control by fear, man. Control with an iron fist. That was Sylvia Atkinson's motto. You don't listen to me, I'm going to control you with an iron fist. And she sure did a damn good game at it. Everywhere she went. But guess what, BIZ? She's not here. Her puppets are here. But she was too scared to run against me. So she gracefully bowed out.
Well, that was a race I was really, really wanting to see. It's very, very unfortunate that a lot of our staff out there, they feel that they're for too long have felt that they are been held hostage by Sylvia Atkinson and the puppets that she has on her board. And what I find most disgusting is that her puppets, Minerva Peña, Flip Flopping Philip, and Little Eddie, her puppets, her little pet, her little dog, Little Eddie, they actually want to come back on the board for 4 more years. Come on, guys. Come on. And you know what the problem is? The problem is that they think that they've done an amazing job. They really think that the superintendent has done an exceptional job. They say it at every meeting. Oh, we've worked so hard. We've done great. All the board members here are amazing. Oh, the superintendent. You saw Philip's advertising on the Herald, that news story. Exceptional work. Great work. Really? BISD employees, really? Do you truly believe that the superintendent has done an exceptional job? That's what Flip Flopping Philip said. An exceptional job. Now,
Horrible job. I mean,
now they want to play like they want to distance themselves from the superintendent. I wonder why. Could it be that there's only 74 more days till election? Now they want to distance themselves from the superintendent? Now they want to distance themselves from Baltasar Salazar? Now they want to distance themselves from Sylvia Atkinson? Come on, guys. Come on. Do the right thing. Bow out graciously. Do the right thing. Say, you know what? I've made a mess of things. I'm going to let someone else take the helm. Let someone else do it. So, Minerva, Philip, little Eddie, yeah, let it go. Let it go.
it's you know, I don't know, but that's more, you know, I did come a little late. I apologize for that. But did you guys talk about what they did with the classified?
Not completely. We're waiting for you.
You know, I've got the news on that. You know, so now not every employee of the school district is a good employee. It's someone that you need to protect. It's someone that you need to allow them to be able to peacefully think that if anything happens, they got their job here. Well, not you, classified. You guys are not worth it. In the eyes of the current board and this administration, you've been dealt a real bad card. And you have two unions representing some of these individuals who are giving accolades to the superintendent, who just went out there and took the rug out of a lot of these people who are the least paid. You know, and I'm sure you talked about it yesterday, right, Erasmo, on the show, Frankie? That is just an abuse of power, and it's what those snake, you know, the oil sellers back then, they used to sell you this little snake oil, and it was fake. They're selling a fake oil to all these individuals, saying that we are here for you, BIZ. We want 4 more years so we can continue to help you. Yet the actions of the superintendent and the board not holding the superintendent accountable is showing completely the opposite, Erasmo.
Yes.
Now you have classifieds, hundreds and hundreds of employees that the rug has been taken out from them. You know, I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit more, Frankie or Erasmo, and give the information out to all these individuals who are out here listening to us, that how this administration, this board, is completely doing the opposite of what they're selling.
You know, you are correct. I got several messages and phone calls last night and earlier today saying that, you know, that they were shocked that, you know, it wasn't until they were given the form to sign, you know, that they were made aware of this minor change, how it was said on the board meeting. So again, you know, and we talked about it yesterday, but you know, we're going through serious times. We're going through a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty. And these people, you know, many of them, that's what they bank on, you know, having that sense of security. So, you know, what are we saying to them? You're not important. You don't matter. We don't care about you. Figure it out on your own, you know, and it shouldn't be that way. And, you know, there are going to be people that said, oh, well, you know, many of them, you know, it is what it is. And we shouldn't be that way. You know, BISD having the budget that it has. And quite frankly, guys, it's not going to cost the district anything. So again, for them to be doing this without them being hit economically, it's kind of like a what? You know, what did you do? Why did you do it again? You would think that there would be some economic ramifications to their decisions, right? You would think, okay, well, they did this because it affects them this way. But when it doesn't affect them economically, guys, when it doesn't cost them a dime, it all boils down to they don't care, and figure it out on your own. And that's not the message that we should be giving our staff, our employees during this during this crisis. We don't know, Carlos. We don't know how long this COVID is going to go on for. What if it's 6 months? What if it's a year? What if it's 2 years? So again, a lot of questions. Why? And we haven't heard from the district. And what bothers me, guys, is that, they weren't informed of this. Some people said, hey, I didn't know until I heard it on your show. What's going on? Some people said, oh, I signed the form without knowing what I signed. So does that mean that I can't sue them? That I can't come back and ask, for a change in that? Again, we have seen how they have changed the language of their contracts, guys, pretty much making them at-will employees. Again, we've talked about this quite often, about the $67 not being paid, what they should. And now this, to our classified employees, we're sending the wrong message, and it's unfortunate, but that's what we're dealing with at leadership, guys.
Well, you hit it right on the dot, Frankie. Why at this moment in time, when BIZ staff should be protected more often than not, this is the time that this district should say, we care. You do mean something to the school district. You do mean something to our kids, to our community. But they took it straight out of them without them even knowing anything about it. And guess what, Erasmo, Frankie? The board's going to say, well, we didn't tell the superintendent to do that. You gave him the authority. Erasmo, how many times have they given him 100% authority to do whatever he wants to do? And then they're going to come back and say, well, we weren't aware of that. Then you shouldn't have given him the authority to do anything unless it comes through you first.
Too many. And let me tell you about the point. Something Carlos mentioned is very true. What happened at that meeting is exactly what happens now, and it happens every other decision. And I mean, you hear HR director Carmelita out there, trying to blame, placing the blame on Dustin, and then Dustin is going to blame something else.
And this year, we have the employee handbook also before you, and there are a few changes, recommendations from
a few.
And we also, just to let you know, that we do get input from administrators throughout the district. So if you have any questions,
so administrators were okay with this?
In a nutshell, is it possible to list the changes that were?
They're there, Minerva.
And you were given those changes.
That's how stupid this woman is.
Like tangerine, little orange sheet in the employee handbook.
Oh, tangerine! What a pretty color.
33.
She doesn't even read the material given to her, Carlos.
But yet, they are, for example, if you look on page 34, I'll just give you an example. This is just general information. We added suggestions for and improvements to the handbook, and are welcome and may be sent to Human Resources Department, page 34. We deleted 43,000, added 42,000. Little things like that. And so as far as anything major, there was a few changes that Mr. Dustin Garza.
So Dustin's fault.
From the insurance department. And they're there. I mean, if you want me to go one by one, I'll be glad to. I'm just like, the changes that were made, it was kind of like the language. It's like
nothing major.
Maybe
No. They're only classified. They don't mean anything.
Let me just read one real quick. And correct me if I'm wrong. The type of changes that were made. The one that I'm seeing, it talks about the designees and authorization. The district authorized and designates the following employees as the ADA coordinator.
She just reads to read. That's nothing. She just reads to read. That's all she did. She didn't even know that was there.
All they did was remove the word or the phrase. Questions. All it did says that the beginning of it says.
Because it's highlighted in blue, you cow. Stupid woman. It's in blue.
And that's the way it was all the way across. I noticed. And
Oh, you didn't notice.
just will identify
Imbecile.
each and every change, even if it was one word, just so that you're aware.
No.
There was nothing drastic. It was just the language and the format that we're using.
There was nothing drastic.
Exactly. I looked through it. And I just
Tell that to the classifieds.
just changes in wording and things like
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
And I thought it was fine.
You thought it was fine, you idiot?
Thank you. Thank you. We all noticed. Thank you so much.
Oh, you all noticed it was fine? Imbecile.
Thank you. Thank you all. And this year,
They noticed it was fine.
Fine for who? Erasmo? Fine for who, Frankie? Not for the family members of those classified individuals who are going to get the short end of the stick if they ever get sick. If they ever need to use that clause that was there before them 15 years ago, it's been in effect. Why take it out now? Because we have an Edinburgh run mafia in the school district. They don't care about Brownsville employees. They want to bring what they used to use in Edinburgh because that's all they know. And that is not in the best interest of our BISD staff and our BISD kids.
It isn't. Look, guys, it's very simple. Minerva doesn't know what the hell she's talking about 99% of the time. I mean, she didn't even know that the changes were part of the backup that was given to each board member. And you know what? She's been at this for 12 years. Backup is always given to the board members. It's there. She doesn't read anything. And then when she gets called out on it, like Carmelita goes, well, it's there. Then she goes, well, let me read something on here. Let me pretend like if I know what I'm saying. She didn't even read the most important one. Didn't even know. And then she asked Willy Wonka Drew out there. And Willy Wonka Drew says, I looked at it and I think it was beautiful. It was fine. It was amazing. Because she doesn't care. Horton hears that Drew doesn't care. And then Minerva, well, we all looked at it. We all thought it was wonderful because the superintendent is doing such an amazing job.
Erasmo. And Drew Brown retired on a $140,000 salary. She doesn't care about classified.
$140,000.
Everything's fine. Let me take care of my administrators. They're the deputies, the 2 deputy chiefs there, and the superintendent, because they're doing such a great job. Yeah, they're getting $500,000. Your classified's barely making it, man. And then you take away something that protects their employment for future, for their own future. You took it away from them after it being there for 15 years. It didn't hurt anybody before. It was, like Frankie said, it cost the district zero monies to have it in place. Zero monies. Why are you going to go over there and retaliate against the classified? Why? It's a mafia. It's a regime. Their leader was Sylvia Atkinson, the Hitler.
Zero. It cost them zero.
Zero.
Zip.
Absolutely nothing.
Nada. And they opted to screw classified personnel. And they knew what they were doing. Who wrote this change? Well, the HR director, Carmelita, says it was Dustin. Dustin is probably going to say it was Carmelita. The superintendent is going to defend his Edinburgh little puppy, his Edinburgh boy that he brought over, that they lowered the requirements in order to hire him at a higher pay because of flip-flopping Philip and Drew.
So who's Dustin?
Employee benefits director.
And where
Camarada.
did he come from?
Huh?
Where did he come from?
Edinburgh. But they're all going to pass the buck. And let me tell you who they're going to blame. And let me tell you, I'm not excluding any blame from the individual. They're going to blame the HR director. That's who they're going to blame. And you know what? Que bueno. Because at this point in time, I think they're all in it together. At this point in time, ask me, do I trust any of these people? No, not a one. Because anyone who would stand there and not speak out for our classified, you're the HR director. You know what's going on. You knew that there were substantial changes on there. If you knew that Dustin had done those changes, you should have fought for the employees. You should have told the board members right then and there. We know you don't read anything. We know that Sylvia's gone. The head of the snake is gone. So the snake va a andar como gallinas descabezadas. She should have said something. She said nothing.
No major changes.
No major changes. Nothing. Oh, so what? And the classified people are going to get screwed on something that wouldn't have cost the district nothing. So I'm sorry. The HR director failed the classified staff. And if and I can't confirm, but if Mr. Reyes says in regards to hiring the nephew of the police chief, if she allowed that to happen, shame on you. Shame on you. Really. If she was the one that pushed forward for Charlie Atkinson to all of a sudden be a coach at Rivera, shame on you. But you know what? At the end of the day, Gutierrez is going to defend his little buddy from Edinburgh. So ultimately, the board is not going to accept responsibility. The board is not going to accept the blame, Carlos. They're not.
No.
And they're bungling idiots. You saw them there. Bungling idiots. You think little Eddie was going to stand up for classified staff? Where was little Eddie? Supuestamente que he's out for the children. Out for the children. For the staff. Let me send them text messages. Let me send Erasmo's friends a friend request. Me. Why didn't he voice a concern for classified staff? Where was flip-flopping Philip? Flip-flopping through the pages? La imbécil de la Minerva doesn't know what the hell she was saying. Willy Wonka drew. She said it was amazing. Great work, superintendent.
Amazing.
Amazing. Carlos, they will be brought to the school board and pass due process for all the classified employees.
And see, the biggest keyword there, Erasmo, of course, the first word is awesome, right? But the keyword is, of course, the keyword is AOBE. AOBE here is fighting for every employee, whether they belong to AOBE or not. They're the ones that brought this thing out to light. They're going out there and educating their members. They're classified. They are getting the short end of the stick. Thank you to the board members that are there now and the current administration, man.
And and this goes to show that we would expect the other, not just AOBE, but the other organizations to stand up for our classified employees. Because at the end of the day, they're getting paid. They're getting membership fees. And just to, sit on the sidelines and not do anything, it's not right. Again, why does it have to come, from a different organization? We should all, and Erasmo, I would even dare say that, the blame should go to the board members. They're the ones that said that it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. They're minor changes, guys. And again, you would think that something so drastic, a drastic change, you would want to let them know, like, you know what, this is going to happen. Y'all need to make some, y'all need to see what options y'all have out there because we're not going to give them to you. But what happens, Carlos? They slap it to him on the face. Boom. There you go. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Frankie, the superintendent is making the current board look like total fools, man.
Oh, they are fools.
And they're doing a great job on it. The other associations, you know what they're really going out there? They're not out there fighting for these classified. They're putting out emails on how they're going to get membership drives. And then you bring in if you bring in your friend, they're going to give you $30 right now. I'll give you $30 right now to bring me your friend and join TVA or BEST or whatever it is, They're not fighting for these classified. They're fighting to get numbers back because people are jumping ship. Their ship is sinking. The members are knowing you're not doing anything for me. You're not defending me. You're only worried about you, my friend, getting paid $30 to bring me into your organization. Yet your classifieds are getting slaughtered. Erasmo, the classified members are getting slaughtered, and they're
Okay.
being allowed to go
Hey,
into the slaughterhouse by these organizations, and the superintendent is doing a damn good job, and the board members are not stopping him.
hey, Carlos, you know who's not getting slaughtered?
The
The superintendent. You know why?
right.
Because, because he's protected.
Yep.
He's protected.
There's no pull for him.
No, he's protected under this new certification. Under this that they passed, he
Oh
is
yeah,
considered a certified employee. He's
he's
protected.
protected. 100%.
He's protected 100%. And the classified, the clerical,
The guy Erasmo that makes almost $500,000 is protected in case something happens by the same policy that the human resources failed to tell the board members of what was happening. But I'm going to tell you, Erasmo, Frankie, even if she would have said something, the superintendent is doing a fantastic job.
amazing.
Amazing job. While the classified are taken to the slaughterhouse. You know why? Because they're not essential. They're not essential to the board members. They're not essential to the superintendent. They're not essential to the two deputies.
No. Let me say something, guys. Teachers, you are protected as well, and that's awesome.
Yep.
But the way that it used to read, what they changed was that all employees were covered. Now it's just certified. With that said, teachers, I want you to be out there as appalled as everybody else. I want you to also be upset because it should read as it read before, all employees. So teachers, don't feel comfortable because like I shared this morning, right now they're coming after classified. And if you don't speak, it could be that tomorrow they're coming after you and there'll be nobody left to speak for you.
That's right.
Guys, we're all in this together. Teachers, everyone else. Carmelita didn't care. She hired her nephew as a teacher at Stillman without teacher certification. He was a teacher for a year. When they found out, he didn't get fired. He got placed in a clear position. It never changes, guys. And because they think that the board members can hire their brothers onto a teaching gig without certification, they think that they can do the same as well and that no one is going to find out. Karma on the horizon for them. Erasmo Castro, once you, Olivo Frankie, and Carlos Elizondo Macizo take control, you guys will win. We will win as a community. As a community, we will win. And we will take back what they've stolen and we will fix what they've broken. Okay, Mr. Castro, so what did they do to us? Well, they put your livelihood in danger. They gave themselves more power, more authority to fire you if you fall prey to coronavirus, to an illness, to whereas you run out of FMLA and you cannot go to work, you will be terminated. Nurses, accountants, department administrators are not protected. Only employees with teacher certification are protected. Erasmo Castro, I hope certified personnel back up the classified. They have to.
Yeah.
All certified employees, all teacher certificate employees, please come out and be as appalled as we are. BISD is kicking their employees while they are down.
Yep.
They are in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a time where more educators, more staff have taken or consumed more anxiety medication than ever before in the history of our district. In the middle of all that, in the middle of all the chaos, the extra work that our people were made to do, they take away your job protection. They take away your livelihood. And they don't care. And Willy Wonka Drew says, I think it's peachy keen. And La Minerva says, it's awesome. The whole board agrees. and little Eddie stays quiet because he doesn't know what's going on 90% of the time anyway. He doesn't. Está como toqueado, anda como en otra parte, like spaced out. Are we gonna vote for the compensation plan? Because we tabled it. No, we voted on it already. Wake up, Karen. Karen, pay attention.
Karen. Gee.
Karen, stop taking selfies over there. Karen.
Hey, Erasmo,
Mm.
do you think that they did that thinking that our employees are stupid, that they wouldn't find out? Because they know what's going to happen once they start putting everybody, like Frankie says, in the brick and mortar places. They are going to get sick. They're going to use their FMLA. They're going to force them to use their sick leave and their vacation time. And they know that once that is over, they are fired. Bring in the second guy to come in or the second lady to come in and take that place. If they wouldn't have taken the language out, they would have had to have waited at least up to 180 days for the employee to be protected, right? And be able to come back and take their job. At this point, you're gone. And 10 days goes really, really quick when you're sick.
Quick. Yeah.
So that's what they did.
And you know, Carlos, one of the things, guys, it's very sad, man, because you know, we've had teachers on here. You know, we've had people on here who have lived through coronavirus or have been living through coronavirus. And you know, Joe's on here tonight. There was no way, you know, if he was a classified staff, he'd be screwed.
Yeah.
He'd be without a job. And does anyone think that this superintendent is going to touch his heart and not fire someone, given the power and opportunity to fire someone? They're going to get rid of him lickety split.
Yeah.
And Willy Wonka Drew and Minerva think it's an amazing thing. And Karen, little Eddie Karen out there is like wondering how many little mosquitoes are flying around the boardroom. There's one. There's two. Have we won it yet? There's three. Karen. The fairy ass superintendent is surrounded by a bunch of ass. I can't say those words because I got church tomorrow. So wait a minute. Classified are essential, but not really essential. Confusing. Well, as the Bob says, he says, if I can go to my office, so can you. Like he's essential. He thinks you're essential, and his job is exactly like yours, except he's protected. If he falls ill, you're
Right.
not. Leadership 101. Take care of your people, and they will work for you. Go above and beyond. All Rene knows is to take care of himself. That is why he's earning $418,000. Got an extra year to boot by little Eddie, Minerva, and Philip. Got an extra year on his contract without having fulfilled his first year as a superintendent. $418,000 gift given to him by Minerva, Philip, and little Eddie. And they still want to come back for another 4 years? Nombe, shut up. Nombe, shut up. No surprise then that 78 employees resigned and retired. No, it isn't. Because you know what? For them, it's the perfect way of the attrition. You know how they did the attrition in regards to the TASB test, the TASB review? Well, we got to get rid of these people. Well, guess what, folks? Maybe one of the reasons that they're sending our folks onto campus is the hopes that they could get rid of them easily.
Well, now they can.
Now they can. Because Carmelita Rodriguez, the director, knew. She knew. Well, some changes, I don't know. Dustin knew. And the board members should have known. They should have known. They don't care.
And, you know, guys, that goes back, you know, Coach said it best, leadership. These individuals, if we take care of them, they're gonna do everything possible. So just imagine how they feel. Just imagine their morale, But then again, they're one of the first ones to get sent back, to distribute supplies, to do everything that nobody else wants to do. It's all about compassion. You would think that Carlos going through something that's never been experienced in our lifetime, that we would try our best to make sure that we maintain, something that they have, their security blanket, a sense of, a sense of have a sense of urgency to try and fulfill any needs that they have during this time. But what do? We take it away from them. And again, what bothers me is, the superintendent, his administrators, they don't know what it's like. They don't have to worry about these things. And to them, it was just a minor change, so to speak. Again, it cost the district not a dime, but we're putting these people in a tough position to where it could probably create anxiety, depression. God knows, what's going to happen to them. And, I hate to stress this, but who's hiring right now that will be able to give the same benefits? Nobody, guys. Jobs are hard to come by, especially during this COVID crisis. So, and again, we force a lot of our teachers to retirement. The district does not care about the well-being of our classified personnel, and they are the backbone, guys. They are the ones that, day in and day out, make sure that, the wheels keep on rolling. But what do we do as a district? We slap them in the face and say, you're not worthy of it.
Let me say something real quick. Thank you for the people that clarified. That Linda Torres, stupid idiot, is Minerva La Pingüina's niece. And a teacher at Champion Elementary. So, hey, that makes a lot more sense, huh? So Linda Torres I'm going to make a copy of the comments that you made on there, because no teacher, not even La Pingüina's hired little puppies, should go on a public forum and say such things. No one, without any facts, without nothing. So you tell your stupid tia, La Pingüina, that she's going to lose this race. She's going to fall flat on her fat, ugly, stupid-looking face and lose this race. And once we're on the board, we're going to uncover all the raterio that she let slip slide through those big, thick, waddling thighs. Imbecile, stupida. So you and your aunt could spend a lot of time together. You imbecile, idiota. Quick question. Is he the first superintendent to make 400,000 plus? Is that the normal BISD salary for the past superintendents? I can answer this easily. No. No one. I think there's only 4 other individuals in the state of Texas that make more than this superintendent, and they have districts of hundreds, if not some close to 1,000 schools.
Houston superintendent makes a lot less than that and has over 256 schools that he manages. Erasmo, 256 schools.
You would think that somebody making that amount of money, would be president of the United States or something. But again, I hate to say it, but it doesn't merit that much money. Again, we're living during an economical crisis, and the district, for whatever reason, gave him an extension and a raise, if I'm not mistaken, when he had 9-10 months on the job. How many of us would want a raise and an extension when we don't have that much on the job and we haven't had something to base our performance on? But again, we all know the reasons why it was given. It was to give him some security on the new board that's going to come in. But, change is coming, guys, and it's not fair for the direction that this current board and all everything that
Correct.
they allowed him to do. So it all depends on us. If
Mm.
we're okay, we're content with the way things are going, fine. But if we want change, if we want people in there that will take all these things into consideration and bring them, up to speed and say, hey, let's address these issues. We know who to vote for, guys.
When the five of you start in November, can the 1 year extra year be revoked, or you will have to work with him, superintendent? Let me tell you, we have to, once we get on the board, we really have to set specific goals,
Mm.
and have an audit out there, and an independent audit that comes in and reviews everything. Because have there been misdealings at the district? I would say that the FBI agrees that there has been. So we need to, get down and dirty and to find out, who permitted a lot of these things to happen. You know, I don't know, or maybe the called the subpoenaed board attorney, Batsal Salazar, who was subpoenaed to testify Sylvia Atkinson case. Maybe there was some misdoings there. Well, let me rephrase that. I know for a fact that there were misdoings there. The superintendent needs to be held accountable as well. New boards can bring new changes to their district. So it's just normal stuff. It's not anything completely out of the box. You set some goals, Carlos. Set some
Mm.
goals, set some expectations, and you also review, past job performance. In the middle of a pandemic, we want to know if the superintendent placed our children, our staff, in danger. I'll give you an example. Expired PPE should be a no-no in the
Big
middle
no.
of a pandemic. Taking away the livelihood of our classified employees, I think that might fall under a big no-no. You know,
Mhm.
talking to other board members in order to give them a year extension, when it didn't merit it, that could also be considered a no-no. But I could promise you one thing: you're going to be hearing it live right here at 9 o'clock. Those first couple of weeks, you'll know it. We'll all know it. But more importantly, they will know it very soon. 74 days. Because
Yep.
they do not care. What about nepotism? It ends. It ends. And that's another audit. Anyone that was hired, anyone that was hired without certification because they were the nieces and nephews of the HR director or the board member needs to be reviewed. Some teachers were classified paraprofessionals at one time. We worked together as a
Mhm.
team. That's what I love to hear. Our district allowed to use the much of the budget for these top positions. I would think that there are rules BISD would have to follow. And if those rules are not in place, Jesus Becky, they will be, as well as campaign finance reform, as well as, hey, who knows, maybe term limits for board members. Because do you really want a board member on there for 12 years who has done nothing but hire her crazy ass niece? I would hope not. What they are doing to our classified personnel is appalling, especially since that para that works with me volunteered her time to hand out devices. Isn't that crazy, Carlos?
Yeah, it is
Isn't it
crazy.
that they already don't get paid well? Shame on the BISD for allowing this to happen. The BISD board said it was okay, Carlos.
Yeah. Yeah.
But please don't fire the superintendent and pay him off for more than next few years. Brownsville is fires. No, not a dime.
He's gonna
Not
work.
a damn dime. Not a damn dime.
Yep.
Nepotism should never have existed. Never. School nurses were made to go back into school buildings to work during a pandemic when it was very unsafe because they don't care, Nettie. And now, our school nurses, if they are to succumb to this, or not protected
No.
just because they don't care. Frankie, final words.
Happy Saturday, guys. I hope you guys have a good Sunday morning. You know, my grandpa always told me, you want something done, do it yourself. That's the reason why I'm running for BISD. We have seen time and time again how, leadership has not done what's in the best interest of our community. They've been adamant about sending people back to the brick and mortars. We have seen how the compensation to our teachers was a joke. And now, this latest stunt with classified is the ultimate slap in the face. What more do we need as proof that this current board and leadership is not in it for the community? Shouts out to AOBE for taking a stance in regards to this issue. I wish other organizations would do the same thing. But the only way we can make that change, guys, is in November. It is upon us. And I'm sure that the community is fed up, is tired of the direction that we have been in for these past couple years, couple months. November is 74 days away. I'm so excited. I'm more than sure, guys. I'm more than sure that the community wants to see positive change, but it only depends on us. November 4th will be a brand new day. I'm so excited. Tomorrow I'll be making my rounds around town. Please message me if you would like a shirt, a mask. I know I owe lots of people these goodies. But I'll be making my rounds around town, and hey, if you have any suggestions for me, criticisms, I'm all for it. So thank you so much, guys, for your patience. Tomorrow at 12:30 p.m., Sports Talk with Frankie Olivo. We'll be discussing some topics, what's going on, playoffs, baseball, UIL, things like that. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a good night.
Things like that. I have Alberto Alegría, my rep. So what is TVA doing with this problem? ¿Están en el rancho?
Yep.
Le mando un beso al comisionado Martín Sarkis. ¡Mua! ¿Qué está viendo? Carlos, last words.
Hey guys, remember what they were telling you. AOB is making sure that all teachers represent their teams, just like they were saying earlier. Your classified are just a part of, it's a cog in the wheel, it's part of the team, it's part of the machine. Without them, we cannot successfully educate all our children. So go out there, call Minerva, call Eddie, or Delmiro, excuse me, call Edelmiro, call Prissy, Drew Brown, Cowan. Those are the people that are representing everybody. Those are the people that made these decisions to exclude your classified team members. Call them. I'm sure you can post some numbers out there, right, Erasmo? Or go to the BIZ. They should have their numbers there. Call them and make sure that they know that the teachers are here for their team members, the classified, who just got left out, especially during this pandemic. So let's get together. Call them, making sure what you guys feel about it.
100%. Pura risa el Carlos, good attitude. Yeah. Joe, he idiot. They are idiots. Let me tell you right now, Linda Torres, relative of Minerva Peña, can't prove a damn thing. She's as crazy and as stupid as Minerva, who filed a police report saying that Erasmo Castro had sex with a student in a car. There's nothing to it. And I know for a fact that they're going to use the, anda cocoreando con his or that, a principal's child and all this. I don't care what you throw it my way, you idiots. You're stupid because you have nothing. But I have something for you, and it's coming. It's coming November the 10th. All of y'all. No more nepotism. No more compadrismo. No more putting your hand in the vendor's pocketbook. No more special interest. and no more Minerva Pingüina Peña, no more flip flopping Philip, and no more Edelmiro El Tapón Garcia. No more, no más. Guys, it's been an amazing, amazing weekend. It's not over yet. Please, guys, as they continue to reach out there to all the candidates. Tomorrow we'll have Miss Argelia Miller on here, a candidate for place 3. Guys, it's your job to vet all the candidates, and it's for their job to answer as many questions as they can. Um, we're here. We'll answer any questions that you may have, and we'll surely respond. Guys, stay safe. If someone else out there needs any help or assistance, please help them out. Be good to each other and be good to me. God bless.